The science of the black dot. We didn't mention that last time, Dr. Rich King. Understanding the nucleus and the source of the information. You got to look at it like you are the pivot point of two fields of energy that mirror each other, and you the mirror in the middle.
Man, so would it be because I remember you telling me, you showing me, I think it was something you posted on your Instagram about melanin being just as valuable as gold? Because, like I say, I think I looked it up one time, and I think it did say that NASA, they use it in some kind of form. They use melanin in their spaceship to be able to break through the barrier.
I don't think that's what they use it for. I think they use it in their computers because they use gold to sheet and shield their ships from deteriorating, transitioning to and from space.
That makes sense with the ash. I mean, the Anarchies used it for that same similar reasons.
Yeah, and then saying you can go to NASA website and type in ask how gold using the design of the space shuttle, and they tell you. Like all of the windows got gold sheet on it. Yeah, the big gold sheet is like fused to the glass where you could like see through it. But I don't know if them the ships that they've been, because some of them ships they be telling us going out of space ain't going nowhere.
Right.
A lot of them going right over there to the ocean so they could tell us this fairy tale.
Yeah,
but they do have something that's taking pictures in outer space. That's not from the perspective of Earth. So we got something up there, somewhere taking pictures of outer space that's not from the viewpoint you could see from Earth. So we know they're putting something up there. Now, there is a probability and a possibility they could be making all that shit up.
That's so right, bro.
So we got to also take that into consideration. But based on what we can see from Earth and from a position that what we can't see from Earth, it looked like it's consistent.
Man, so if melanin help you go to sleep, because I know I just gave the boys one of them little kid melanin gummies.
And those are a different form of melanin. That's called melatonin.
Yeah, melatonin, right?
That's a derivative. So you got in your brain, you have based on your circadian rhythm, melatonin production, serotonin production.
Go ahead.
Now, serotonin, when certain chemicals go off in the brain, turns into melatonin.
Right.
Right? When you fall asleep and the body uses the melatonin, the process of the body using the melatonin turns it back into serotonin. Right? So this is monitoring your sleep rhythm. Your internal wiring tells you that when your melatonin level reaches a certain level, you should go to sleep because you're going to feel so good tomorrow because your serotonin levels are going to be this high. When you have insomnia and you can't sleep, that means that you got too much serotonin that you can't activate the sleep cycles triggered by melatonin conversion, which is normally a byproduct of overabundance of testosterone in puberty.
Oh, not enough sunlight. Because ain't it a photosynthesis type process going on to form the
That's the vitamin D. That's for your vitamin D. So your serotonin and your vitamin D, all of those are to help your body produce dopamine.
Go ahead.
Dopamine is your response to all pleasurable things. The first thing you go to, you got beta, you got endorphins and dopamines. And then you got different classes of them depending on what the trigger form are. And these allow you to experience what we call pleasure, right? And when the dopamine rush crash, it's like crashing on sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a sugar high. When it crash, it either gonna make you be depressed or searching for a dramatic experience to raise the dopamine level artificially.
Yeah. Damn, that's true.
That's the psychiatric side of the psychological application of the science called sociology to conform people into different herds on their own.
Now let's get to something interesting because we talking about chemistry in the brain. Now, when I hear certain people talking about relationships, they say that, oh yeah, well, we got chemistry. Me and this person, we got a chemistry, and they make me laugh because dopamine is one of those like when somebody make you laugh or it's funny, yeah. So could you go in on that, the chemistry between when this person can release dopamine and release estrogen or whatever the case may be to open the Stargate? Could you go in on that, the hormone release and the chemistry?
Well, the love is measured by oxytocin, what they call beta endorphin, and mitochondrial elevation. When you feel a sensation of love, your mitochondrial start putting more energy into your DNA. At the same time, your brain is producing oxytocin, which is also critical in the pair bonding between mother and child at birth. And it's also oxytocin is responsible for uterine contraction during orgasm and labor.
Yep.
Right? The stimulation of the oxytocin causes the euphoria of the beta endorphin to produce in the brain. It gives the brain, right, that sweeping sensation of being overwhelmed. That's why in the movies, in the old movies, they used to always show the lady faint when she see a heart throb.
Yeah.
Or him faint.
Yeah.
That's what they're expressing. That part of the oxytocin triggering the beta endorphin. Right. So now that all of this stuff is taking place in the body, you creating an artificial or short-term state that's going to have a crash.
Uh-huh.
And the crash is normally defined as a separation anxiety. It becomes anxiety because you get an adrenaline rush. You get an adrenaline rush, and then that spikes for a male, his testosterone spike, which drives him into fight mode, where it makes the female start to go into apathy mode because she's supposed to recluse in the face of danger, and the man's supposed to rise up. So when the biochemistry make her recluse, she take that based on modern definition of her response. That's aberrative, right? That modern definition of that response make her think that she's depressed and that she just can't take it. But the reality is nature telling her run in the cave while the men fight the monsters outside. So she feel it emotionally when the love energy crash. It's the same sensation to recluse, where he want to attack. Lack of self-control turned it into a hostage situation called domestic violence.
Wow, that's deep. So would that play a part in the mentality of certain types of parts, like say like a carnivore mentality or herbivore mentality? Herbivores, they're not really going out to mess with nobody. They really just herd type people. You got those type of people that they families. They don't mess with nobody. They hang together. They protect each other, and then they like the big elephants gather around while the little elephants in the middle eating, right? And then they say, "Oh, you got to stay right here," but it's always that one elephant, mid-age elephant, that goes off outside of the pack. He trying to bite off a tree, and then somebody bite off his ass. So some lion or something bite a piece off his ass. Could you get in on that?
There's not too many things that's going to attack a full-grown elephant.
Right?
There's not. Now, if he's sickly and he's falling over about to die, they might help him die because he already about to die. But ain't too many animals going to take down no full-grown elephant. It's just not going to happen. Now, with that being said, you're talking about pack animals. I did a whole study for about 3 years on pack behavior and animals in the pack. It doesn't matter if it's a carnivore or a herbivore pack animal. The male is going to destroy something about the pack. The alpha male wolf, the alpha male bison, the alpha male gorilla, the alpha male lion, right? We got them all in there.
Yeah.
Right? They gonna defend the herd to the death. The male elephant doesn't roam with the pack because it's female matriarchal run. The males go out and they call stag. But there's this strange phenomenon that they discovered that every time the pack was the elephant herd was under attack, there's a certain call that the matriarch give off, and the big males come running from out of nowhere. You didn't even know they was in close enough proximity to hear them. But it's a subterranean ultrasonic sound and a stomp that the matriarch do to call the male elephants. So the males roll, whether they herbivores in the form of elephant, bison, or regular cows. Right? The bull run his herd, and if another bull come in there on the new, a full-grown virile bull, you can have a bullfight.
Yeah.
Somebody got to prove that this they herd. We can't be two of us. In the end, we like Highlanders. It can be only one.
Right.
Right? It's the same with the gorillas. Herbivores. But the male will snatch your head off about his clan. Literally. They found remains of leopards that had been ripped in half by gorillas.
Yeah.
Right? As well as lions and baboons. Now, worse than the gorilla is the chimpanzee. He's an omnivore because he eat monkeys. But he eat leaves and herbs too. Right? And fruit, vegetables, whatever you can find. But he also eat a monkey. And then when they found the billy ape, that's a chimpanzee almost big as a gorilla. Then that brings the rise of the planet apes into a whole other perspective when you're looking at Caesar. Right? So they be telling you all these different things, these formulas. Genetic hierarchy, genetic development, genetic tampering. Remember, Monica already told us these was humans pretending to be God in the laboratory creating defects in humans.
Right.
Can't tell it no straighter than that. Right? But the behavior of the pack animal is the same. Right? Most of my father used to always say, I pay the cost to be the boss. You can't come tell me until you can pay the cost to be the boss.
Right.
Otherwise, my rules fly. When you can pay the cost to be the boss, you get your own shit, and then you make the rules, and that's what fly in your castle. Right? So, once you can pay the cost to be the boss, then you just got to know your reward is coming.
Right. Hey, we'll take a couple questions from the crowd, y'all. Hey, drop your questions in the chat if you got any questions for Chief. Hey, y'all, we got a. Hey, I was trying to hit 12,000 people. Let's see where we at now, y'all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, y'all. We at 7,000. We hit 10,000 last time. This is Rod won't talk about. This is Voodoo. Somebody want to holler at your name, Voodoo, I think she's saying.
I don't know who that is or how to hit them up. So I don't know what to say about that.
Stone, petrified stone, the type of weapons that transfer them into petrified stone.
It's not a whole lot of people that ask that particular question, but it's like a ray gun.
Yeah.
And what it actually do to turn you into petrified stone is it crystallizes your carbon base. And then what look like petrified is just hardened cellular structure.
Right.
Right. And the frequency that you hit with determines how hard the cellular level will harden. But the external appearance look like the appearance of stone, of being turned to stone, like the story of Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt. That's talking about the petrified forest. I think it's in Arizona.
Yeah, when they bust the stone off one of these giants, you can still see the veins and blood inside of it.
We're crystallized. Yeah, that was good. Every time we get a major reset, see, this is just an upgrade. This is not a real reset. When this type of reality runs its course and is no longer entertaining to the gods, like the dinosaurs, wipe the slate clean, start all over.
Right.
We ain't going nowhere. We eternal beings. So we wipe it all off, start all over with a whole new description of what reality is. Right. So what are your thoughts on people being cremated? My dad was, and it was shocking and unexpected to me. I was upset at first. Cremation is anything that happened post-mortem is a family decision that the family make. It don't got nothing to do with nobody outside that. It's a family decision the family make, whether it's the person that's passing that make the decision or whether they have a family meeting, because cremation is an ancient burial rite. In the ancient burial tradition, the same as mummification, and the same as burying people in graves, except you're not supposed to bury people 6 feet in boxes. You're supposed to leave them in the open earth 3 feet. That's so that the earth can consume and recycle their energy back into the earth.
As plants.
We know about the rise of divine matriarch, but this divine big papa energy rising as well, you feel too. Look, it can't be. Big Mama always raises the son up as the prime child, male child. That's why you got Queen Mother Seal. Big Mama and Mama have to sign off on the son. Mama can't just say, my son gonna be the king. She first got to take him to the high priestess, Big Mama. Big Mama then got to anoint him, or what they call christen him, or turn him into Christ. right? Once Big Mama turned him into Christ, their mama's duties begin to mold him into the king, right? Based on the character of the one Mama picked, and Big Mama said he was the right one, he should be receptive to the natural struggles of life, molding him into the product that he need to be to perform his life's mission. There is nobody at the top that doesn't have a function.
Right. North Dakota and South Dakota, the Lakota people. That's the Lakota people.
Yeah, all that was part of Indian Territory. We're talking about the western side of the Mississippi, north of like the 45th parallel, Indian country. It's a lot of active history or interesting history about North Dakota and battles that the tribes had down to buffalo hunts, right? And the farmers that came from Norway, now, if you remember, you have Dutch milk farms and all that stuff. This is what they're talking about. The farmers that was given farms as part of that Ellis Island migration.
The Amish.
Right. Some of them became Amish, some of them became Quakers.
Yeah.
Right. And some of them just became farmers and participated in the general system. But they normally settled in small towns to themselves because they was trying to follow the tribal tradition. When you come to the land, you're welcome to make a settlement under your own vine and fig tree. Noble Drew Ali taught it. Yeah. What that means is you come in and you live your lifestyle and don't force your lifestyle on other people. That's what the Amish and the Quakers was doing. The Quakers became corrupted by the Crown of England using all of their discoveries about helping people overcome difficulties, creating basically the structure to create prison, stolen from the internal workings of the Quakers in Pennsylvania.
They own most of the prison today.
Now, when you see the the dress style of Dorothy in the original Wizard of Oz, that's a Norwegian. That's Swiss, Norway, Sweden, up in that part of Europe. They were being ran out in order for the Inquisition, the Inquisitors, when they were trying to hide, they was running those people off their land. Mm-hmm. Right? And a lot of them decided to come over here and have settlements. And because of what was going on when they came, they farm settlements was given to them in the Oklahoma Territory. It was what it was called back then. We call them the Great Plains states.
Yeah. And it's a lot of gold up there too, because that's what.
Look, this don't make it.